It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy irrelevant platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 9. We're your hosts Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil, bringing you all things. It's blocked.
performance anxiety.
Too many
Is that
things.
better?
Pop culture and relationships.
That's okay.
I can't see anything today.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few
We've done
weeks.
it.
I'm out at sea. This is why I was saying this. I said that we fuck up.
But to the people
I
listening,
fucked it
I
up.
guess we'll cut straight to the chase. We have a special guest
We
today.
do. And it's not Paulie.
No.
It is.
Or Amy.
Hi, my name is Maxine.
Welcome, Maxine.
Hi.
Hey, dude. How you going?
I am pretty good. I'm very nervous to be here.
That's all right. We've had significant pre-show, and you should be fine. I have full faith in your ability.
And no one can fuck up like this one. So you just followed on a great
That's
great
actually
ending.
a very good move.
Yeah,
It took
I thought
the,
it was really unintentional, but
it took all the pressure off.
I was feeling the anxiety for all of us.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
how was your week, man? In dot point form.
Busy.
You've got a lot of questions.
Very busy. Finishing work. My last week at the current place that I'm at. I'm going to start my new business soon.
She gonna be a lady that
Starting
makes
back
money.
at Deakin University for teaching as well.
Not to be confused with Dick In.
No, but we can do that. I'm just kidding. Got laid yesterday. Very cool.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
That's spicy. Big fan.
Thank
It is
you.
very spicy.
It was a thing.
A good thing.
I have a wedding tomorrow to go to. So I got a +1 and they're
You
a
do
really
have a
cute
plus
date.
one. That's not the best thing. I like.
And
I
I've
like
been sort of
weddings
seeing them
we have
too.
to
They're
find
very
a
cute.
+1. It like
Yeah.
solidifies it. That's
Makes
like
it a real thing.
The crowning jewel.
The
in the
crowning.
relationship.
I just think about birth, like
That's-
giving
that's
birth when you
what's
say
my thought
crowning.
too.
Jesus Christ, guys.
That's just the thought process. But yeah, that's. And I got a tattoo today. Probably a bit too
Okay.
high to be showing, but
to-
it's a scorpion.
Oh, you
You
can't.
right?
You actually can't see it. No, yeah.
I mean,
thank you,
I
it's a
can.
scorpion.
If people
It's
are,
fine. You don't have to move.
Don't show that for free.
That's
It's not. I mean, I probably do with the amount of times I change in my seat. But anyway,
It's okay.
how about you? How was your week?
It was pretty chilled out. Work was hectic. We trained and then we organised our lovely guest.
Yes.
So that took up all my spare time, kind of making sure that we had the right questions, even though I did it at the last minute. Don't tell anyone. But
Your secret's
it's
safe
fine.
between us and our 4 viewers.
that's actually kind of popping off for this early in the episode.
Yeah, usually they come in about 20, 30
Yeah.
minutes in.
So hello to everyone in the chat. If you do notice any audio stuff, please drop it in.
Let us know.
And I'll panic mid-podcast, and that'll be
It'll be
fantastic.
good.
Yeah.
But shall we get into everything?
We shall, but I want to have a drink first,
Oh, yes.
so we'll do that.
Drink of the week.
Can we grab it for you? You're double fisting as well.
Double fisting?
Again, not for free.
Okay, so I am drinking the imported Peroni, and the two ladies are drinking White Claws.
This is, the White Claw, the natural lime, which, natural is not really the context that I would put
Yeah, it's a
this
bit
in.
ironic, isn't it?
Bit ironic.
And I have mango and whatever Nooch prepared for us earlier.
It's a passion fruit blood orange vodka lime
I like
soda.
blood orange.
Mm.
I like, what is it called?
Agave.
No, that's not the one. Agrum.
Ah. I
That
don't know
one's
name.
nice.
That sounds like a martial arts move.
No.
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 My bad.
Mm.
I'll put that back in my mouth.
But what we can do,
I'm
we
sure
can
that's what she
transition.
said.
That is what she said.
Feel free to open up with it. That's what she says. There's not enough of it on the podcast.
That's
I
what
don't
I said.
think. I'm looking for the button. What are we doing? We're talking about relationships, right?
Do we want to do TikToks first and do it in the natural order of which we normally do them?
Yes, we can.
For my anxiety and need for routine?
Yeah, that's fine. So Maxine, we do, I don't know if you saw that far into the episodes that you perused, but I find things on the internet and so does Lil, and we watch them and then we laugh.
And Nooch decided that I don't have funny videos.
Her algorithm went real dark.
And then it went real autistic
everything
as
was mental
well.
health related. And I'm like, we can't laugh at a lot of this stuff, dude.
Look, that is like that's not very common. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure our algorithms are quite similar.
Look, my
in some
algorithms
capacity.
are like very mental health stuff, being spiteful and sex work.
Do you have frog TikTok on there?
Frog TikTok.
It's a good algorithm. You should get on it.
Get in the frog algorithm,
That
bruh.
sounds like
It is very, very fun.
Here we go.
Little frogs.
that sounds like a genre of porn.
And you're going to see something crazy happen. Whoa!
Those are our
the view
questions.
just changed. Thank you. All right, first one. There's a lot going on.
I want the cuddles.
Yeah.
I want the cuddle. I want to play some games.
What did you just say?
I want.
Okay. Next one. This is my personal favorite.
It's Daytona. It's a 500.
What are your plans for the day, dude?
I was just gonna watch the race, man.
Have some drinks?
I'm not old enough. I'm only 15, man.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah, I'm 15.
Dude, that's how they make them down here, huh?
Yeah, that's what we do down here.
Dude, if I saw you in 10th grade, I'd be terrified. How long you had the beard for, man?
Maybe 7th grade. I'm a freshman this year.
Do you play football?
No, actually, no. I bowl.
You bowl? You play football, dude.
Well, when I was young, I was too big enough to play, so they would have put me up in the higher divisions, and
I'd say try it now. I know you're a lanes man, but you might be good at it.
Yeah, I might be really good at it. You never know. We're in Daytona, man.
So that was, how freakishly fucking massive is that kid?
I'm just
15.
surprised that he's 15. That beard is like better than most men that
It's
I know.
better
and
than
their
mine.
ability- Yeah, well, I didn't want to
It
call
is.
you out specifically, but yeah, while we're
game
here.
recognize game. That's significantly better than mine.
I love the comment. He already looks divorced. Oh man,
All right,
Looks
and
like a father of 4.
The last one, I don't. So this isn't necessarily funny, but I grabbed it earlier in the week and wanted to show it to you, and I figured I can just do it live.
Oh, okay. I
but we-
don't want to say okay in case it's
Yeah.
like a dicky thing as well.
No. So it's clarifying like post-nut syndrome, and like Joe Rogan tries to do it. Yeah, so it's like a 50-50, half okay, half like weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we cancel it, but okay.
No, we're cancelled. Well, he's already been cancelled 10 times. All right.
It's been revived how many times?
Never understand post-nut syndrome.
I
do not think
describe
they
post-nut
understand it.
syndrome because this is something exclusive to us.
Yes.
And,
Well,
like I don't know I like you until I come.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah.
You do not know,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so fucked up. Like when women think we're fuckboys or pieces of shit as dudes. It's like you don't get it. I think I like you.
Right.
Everything I'm saying to you, I believe.
Right.
And my dick is just like, yeah, we're gonna find out. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna see. And there are times where you nut, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, you realize you made a mistake, especially if the woman is really into you and you're really not into her, and you're like, oh, I made an error. And then you do feel like an ass. Women will never.
So how does that like check with you guys, or how does that feel like it's an excuse?
That goes both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, I fuck some dudes, and I'm like, that was a decision that I made
didn't know
consensually
this.
and did not want to.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, probably wouldn't have gone there.
100%.
Okay, can you
Because
explain?
fucking
that-
game is
it-
important.
Like,
I don't know if it's clarity. I'd just call it, are you actually good at dicking? If you're not, then okay, that was it.
Really?
It's just, yeah, because it's the idea. You build it up. Fantasy, it's important. And then when you have an idea about how something's going to go,
Yeah.
and you're bitterly disappointed, you're like, thanks, okay, I'm going to go home now.
So that's not about the performance, though, from the male perspective. It's literally like once you have expluged, you literally like them speaking can irritate
But
you.
that's because the fantasy's gone. The idea of having something and then you have it and then it's like, nah.
But so
I don't think it's about liking. I think it's a lot more
Well,
sexualized than that.
but the endorphins, like the dopamine and like the rush that you get after doing that will make you like anyone. Absolutely anyone.
I mean, I fucked some people and I've been definitely confirmed.
But you're not
that
getting
I'm
any
going to-
dopamine, right?
Exactly.
We've had these discussions before.
The dopamine rush is not
but
there.
you can still have dopamine
Oh, I see
without
what you're
fucking
saying.
coming.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. So
And
if you
even
don't
when I've
get
come
that-
with people, no, it's different. Even then, I still don't in that instance
I
sometimes.
like it. You're like the fucking Iron Man of post-nut syndrome.
Oh, don't worry,
I can
get
come
it.
and still not like you.
It's because women are just better.
Okay, dude. Wow. I'm outnumbered here. I
Thank
need some more
you.
bros on the chat.
No.
I mean,
Bill's
you
there.
already.
Help me, Bill.
Hey, let's all call it out though. The post that you just had, what are your thoughts? Pull us no feminists in the comments. I think you've got more than enough bros on your side here for this post.
But they're not bros. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I'm just calling
they're angry
out shit.
virgins. Like, that's a bit much.
You can suck my dick.
But that's massive. I had no idea.
Jet fuel can't melt dank memes. What a tag.
Like, also just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Just get over it. You'll be fine.
As far as anyone goes, he should not be talking about post-nut clarity.
Joe syndrome. I was going to call him.
That should be his name if he were to make a new potty.
What do you mean? Everyone gets their health advice from the Fear Factor guy now. He's more than qualified. You've never seen Fear Factor, I guess, as one of the young ones. He was on a show in the 90s.
No, I know what the Fear Factor was.
You've seen it? All right,
yeah,
good.
but he also has he's got crazy eyes though.
Joe or the other guy? That was straight in. Apologies, Claire. I'm sorry. We had an in-depth discussion about her not doing that anymore.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I got told off.
But that's all right. So I guess we'll get into the main reason the lovely Maxine's in the back.
Yes.
We have some questions.
We have many questions.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? Perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Can you bring them up, please, sir?
Yes, I can.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Do you like the intros?
Yeah, that one was particularly hit a very soft spot in my heart and in my vagina.
Yeah, nice. Wedding Crashers is one of my favorite.
A classic.
It really shouldn't be.
Why?
Do you know how poorly that's aged?
Well, I think it's funny because it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
you
it's
can't
a bit
take
like,
it seriously.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bit like Austin Powers. It's funny at the time.
I rewatched Austin Powers recently, and you do see the bits. You're like, oh,
yeah.
There's a lot of things that haven't held up.
But you can. It's like an old art piece. Like you can appreciate at the time it was made, there was no ill intent. If that came out now, given the context that we have, I think that would be a bit brutal. But you can't damn dudes that have done shit in the past, like Eddie Murphy's gay jokes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see your point. Theory is sound. Yeah. Practical approach, how's it going?
We can't undo time.
No.
We can't.
Unfortunately,
That's what happens when you let
According
dudes.
to the Adam Project, you can. Have you guys seen that?
It told me today.
So fucking good,
Is it really?
dude. Fucking
Wait, what is
Shit.
it?
The Adam Project. It's out on Netflix. It's with Ryan Reynolds,
Came
and
out
it's a
last week.
time.
So you're not a bad person for not
sci-fi.
seeing it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to watch it and did.
Yeah.
Seriously worth it. Really good.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking
Okay.
awesome movie. That's right. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, Bill was in the conversation.
Oh, Bill's the one from work that you guys
Yeah.
sent the photo of?
How good?
Hi,
So,
I saw a photo of you.
funny story about Bill. His username madwog_original.
Can I get praise for
I
that?
thought, good work.
Thank you.
I thought it was like a troll, so I banned him the first time he popped into my chat. And he comes into me at work and he's like, I can't talk in your chat anymore. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. I thought you were an asshole.
All right.
Has that
okay,
changed?
Yeah, so it's you first, isn't it?
Yes.
Well,
Do you want to do your intro
Yeah, we're probably going to do the
first?
intros first,
Yeah.
right?
This is Maxine, if you haven't met her before.
Hi.
Yeah, correct. So I guess, do we want to cover how we know each other?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Okay.
Let's get straight into it. The
So-
nitty gritty.
Yeah. Back at the start of the first lockdown, I think it was like
Yeah,
2
very first.
years ago.
Yeah.
We matched on Tinder, and we started talking for it was a while because we couldn't really go anywhere or do anything.
No.
And you didn't really. I think you might have popped it into conversation once or twice, but
Yeah.
it was a lot later
Yeah.
in the chat, and we've kind of just always kept in touch.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
And yeah, I dropped off the face of the planet as you do in lockdown. Like,
Standard.
yeah, it's pretty standard. And my apologies for anyone that I did drop out of contact with because I really just
It was
didn't.
time.
I didn't talk to anyone.
There was a lot of plates moving for a lot of people at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be held personally accountable for.
Yeah, I feel like everyone will understand that that was just a hard time
Oh man.
for everybody. So yeah, that's how we met. And yeah, been in like more or less regular contact ever since.
Yeah, pretty much. But I guess so. The big question that everyone wants to know is how long have you been an escort for?
Almost 3 years, which in the grand scheme of things
Yeah.
from the other workers that I've spoken to is really not that long.
Mhm.
But you can learn a lot in 3 years, which is good. Yeah.
So do you feel like it escalated like super quickly? Is it like is it a big learning curve, or do they kind of are you babied into it a bit?
I wasn't. It was for me very quick.
Yeah.
So I went from doing like my own personal stuff to doing outcalls through an agency. And
so there's some dudes that won't know. So do you want to tell them what an outcall is?
So outcalls is basically for the circumstances that I was in where I signed up to an agency and then they organize all of your fees, all of your bookings, and you get a driver and you get sent out to the client's house.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So the driver, is that like a bodyguard type scenario?
They wish.
Really? Or they're just normal dudes?
They're drivers and they should be some kind of security, but that's questionable at best.
Okay. So we can hit back on that, and I don't want to jump over your questions because I know you want to get into them.
Yeah.
But we'll jump into yours and then we'll come back.
Yes.
Because we've hijacked.
So I have 5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
My first one is, what is the one thing that you like that most clients can do for a session? So this could be whether they just have basic hygiene, something that you like that they can personally do for you.
That's a really good question.
I know, my questions are great. Thank you.
Have some form of communication. Like,
how does that look for you though? Because communication can be verbal and non-verbal.
Yeah, very much so. Even just like you'd think that this would be like the lowest level of expectation. Like if I ask you, hey, what do you do for work? And just to be like, oh, I do this. What do you do? That sometimes does not happen.
So treat you like a human. Basically.
Treat me like a human. If you treat me like I'm just a
service.
If you treat me like I'm a service, I'll deck you.
We get that at work, and it feels yuck. And my job, you know what I mean? Like I think if anyone, I think that's a key point going forward with anything. Like, don't treat people that are offering you a service like a peasant or a peon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
you offer a service. You are not the service.
Nah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, just treat me like I'm a person and then we're going to get along just fine.
Okay. So healthy communication or even just general small talk, we like it.
Yeah, you
Try
know,
just be a piece of shit in general.
Yeah,
I mean,
try
that's
not to be
pretty
a piece of
hard.
shit.
We know a few people that just can't not be. So that sounded like a real conversation about people we know that we are pieces of shit. I mean, we all are.
It happens.
Yeah,
We
human.
had this conversation before. We're all pieces of shit in varying degrees.
Do be like that.
Just don't be
sometimes.
one when you purchase things. Not.
Are you saying that I'm a thing?
No.
Yeah,
how dare you?
Objectifying women. Wow, once again.
You put that sentence back in your mouth.
When you exchange money for goods and or services. Aha.
Yes.
All right, we good?
Reclaimed.
Yeah.
All right.
Next question.
Next question is, how often do you get sex health checks? So because I'm someone that's quite sexually active, I do mine every 3 months because I sleep with a certain amount of people that I tend to be capped. I will use protection, etc. But obviously as a sex worker, sorry, do you prefer escort or sex worker as a term?
Sex worker.
Cool. So as a sex worker, I would assume that you're obviously seeing more people than I am. So in terms of that, how often and how frequent are you? Well, that's why I said I assume.
Which one?
No, I was building on that so we could have a conversation. See? Interview stuff.
Oh, look at us. We're professionals.
So we're trying. But so I guess cutting her question off, do all of the encounters always have sex? Like, are there dudes that will...
Absolutely
Or
not.
girls? Yeah, so do you find it's varied?
Not every single thing involves sex. Like, the amount of clients that I have that don't involve sex because they aren't able to perform, I would say is about half because of insecurities, most of the time some form of inebriation.
Yeah.
Or they actually just want to talk. I had a client once that cried on my shoulder for an hour.
I've heard that quite a lot of men actually do that for like therapy basically, where they're just being able to, and also because like the kids have been taken away or situations like that. We went to a strip club the other day and that conversation came up too.
Wait, whoa.
So I've also had that conversation with someone else, same field, same exact thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's because it's like the bro excuse to talk to someone. Like, I'm supposed to fuck her titties, and then you're like no one can see me now.
Let me like cry into these titties.
Yeah, and then you can like do that, which is shit. And if you're listening, as someone who does therapy and stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. You feel a fuck ton better afterwards.
Yeah.
And if you don't have one, email me. It's irrelevant.platitudes@gmail.com.
I can help as well with finding some links
we've got
and support.
Well, actually,
That being said,
expert over here. Yeah.
Crying into cities is not bad either. And if you
Fucking
need
dope,
to get
dude.
it in some way, then I mean, whatever
Hell
you're doing to help
brother.
yourself.
Please cry on my shoulder.
Maxine has like a promo Promo motion.
Yes.
Promotion time.
What is your promo motion?
Yeah. Tits out for the boys. Yeah, no, please come and cry on my shoulder. I'm a great listener. I won't talk at all. I won't say a solitary word. I'm like a sloth. I won't move at all.
Do you do the full zone out?
If someone really grinds my gears, I can totally zone out. But I'd like to think that I don't have to do that very often.
That's good.
When you have like a client, can you, because like it happens to me.
Wait, did you answer my question?
Sorry, yeah, I know.
But continue.
We'll come back to it. Can you instantly feel if you're not going to like the person, and how much does that fuck you over with the rest of the encounter?
I can definitely tell, and it really depends. If they treat me again like absolute shit, then it can affect me for like a little bit. But I'm pretty steadfast. I'm pretty headstrong, and if
good at your job. Really.
Yeah, if you try and mess with me, I'll make your life a fucking living hell. And I really don't take shit.
Yeah.
So like it used to affect me a little bit more, but now I'm just like unapologetic. You know what? I don't take shit from people. But that very much depends on the person. You know, some people take it on, some people don't, and some people take their work home with them, as in with all professions.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the person and the worker.
100%. Now, what did we cut off?
Health checks.
I'm sorry.
So I do my health check every 4 weeks.
Cool.
Without fail. I have spoken to my doctor about it. She knows exactly what's going on. She knows what I do.
Yep.
And so we have an ongoing referral to do my health checks every 4 weeks.
Awesome.
Yep. So I am very strict. I'd like to think I'm a little bit of a professional with this.
I mean, you'd hope being in the work that you are.
With, I guess the next one, natural one state is, do clients have to do the same?
They don't, but I do a physical health check.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you've got to inspect full body, right?
Whoa, really? That's the thing.
For visibility stuff, so things like pubic lice or even just like herpes, right, as well. The more visible kind of thing, because there's others that are obviously discharge
I didn't know this.
Yes, but they also have to take a shower.
Yes, for hygiene.
Yeah. So before I ever touch a single soul, they have to take a shower, but I also won't touch anyone without some form of protection.
Yeah.
And that is
Paramount.
that is paramount, and always a condom.
Even with head?
Oh, absolutely. The amount of money that you would have to pay.
Some people don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that's...
I mean, I don't do that.
From the... My man!
But it also depends on the workers. Like, certain workers will provide a certain service.
Yeah.
And that is just not my thing.
Yep.
I have very regular clients that I see every week or every fortnight where I can be much more flexible.
Yeah.
But I do ask them to do a health check.
Yeah, it's important to do so.
Yeah,
and
so I
it's
was
good
gonna
you've
say.
got a rapport there, so you'd probably be able to kind of
Like we're
get through that.
We're mates, essentially.
Yep.
And it's definitely a thing that I'm very, very, very strict about, because I don't fuck around in that way.
Yeah, of course, because that shit's permanent, right? Like,
Well, some of it is. Or antibiotics treatment.
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
obviously there's more risk.
Yeah, and that means I can't work for 2 weeks. Like, who's going to pay my rent, because they're not going to?
Are you on birth control as well? Just as a side note?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was
Been
going to say,
on
making
birth
sure
control,
double.
but way before I ever started sex work.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
just feeds into it.
I think it's great.
Next
one, madam.
There is a question as well which we should take into consideration, which I can't actually read from that far.
Oh, okay. So Bill wants to know any issues with client body hair (brackets the amount) and any issues with I
love body
the body
hair.
size.
Look.
So I guess just general like.
If we get along, I really couldn't be bothered. If you're, for me, it's about hygiene. If you're hygienic, doesn't matter about the amount of body hair that you have. If you are hygienic, couldn't care less. It is about hygiene. If you smell
It's about
bad,
the sweat, yeah.
If you smell bad and you are obviously an unhygienic person, no, we're cutting it short. Like, it's just not going to happen. But, you know, if you have a certain amount of hair, if you don't, then it's definitely workable. You know, I don't really care, just as long as you're, you know,
Yeah.
hygienic.
And the shower should roughly, hopefully provide a little bit more of that too to make it easier.
The buffer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a buffer, but also you can.
I love it. You're killing it. I'm so proud of
I'm
you.
trying really hard. There's been about 7 or 8.
I don't know if we've said this, but everyone, we told Lil she can't burp into the microphone.
I've done it once already and I felt so
she's
ashamed that I'm
doing
really
all right.
trying.
No, you're doing good, man.
Oh, it's really hard. All right. Do you offer extras to certain clients only or do you offer them to them all?
So...
Would you maybe want to explain extras first?
So extras, yeah, actually, it's your job, not mine.
Let the expert do it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but also...
Professional.
Yes, I'm a professional. Extras is a very broad term. So extras for certain workers will mean different things. For my personal self, it's that extras for me will include like kissing. If you want to go down on me, that's an extra. And pretty much anything outside of the parameters of protected oral, protected sex, or a massage. Anything
like penetrative sex, to be clear?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. In the vagina.
No, it's important to specify too.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Penetrative sex can be that or anal.
Yeah. Like anal is just not an extra that I will provide under the sum of $1,000.
Not bad.
I would charge way more than that. My fucking booty hole, precious.
It's a gem.
Mine's not a gem. I just couldn't too much like.
Well, there you go. To everyone at home, if your partner's giving that up, that's how much they love you.
No, not even because some people are into anal more than they are into vaginal penetrative sex.
I'm trying to make people feel happy about their partners at home. Don't poo on it.
Don't underestimate the butthole.
Exactly.
But
it's not for everyone. Some people can orgasm from it. Like, I've got a friend that comes only from anal. Sorry, just a side note.
Yeah, that's
which is amazing.
Yeah,
if it's your thing,
can't relate, but
we don't kink shame. And if anal's your thing, please go ahead and do it. And a lot of workers do that as a very specific service. Not for me.
It's tighter.
Yeah,
you call them butt ladies.
But the butt ladies.
The butt ladies.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I would like 3 butt ladies, please.
It's like in Finding Nemo. They touch the butt. But yeah, certain extras can mean certain things for different people. But yeah, for me, kissing, going down on me, and anything outside of those extras definitely needs to be discussed with me. And
do you have like a set menu?
That's a good way to flow in.
Those are my other questions.
I know. I read your questions. Yeah.
I pretty much do. I'm pretty strict with what I do and do not give.
Yeah.
Like if someone wants to do anything unprotected, it doesn't matter the cost.
That's a no.
It's a no. Unless
Transformers quote to all my nerd bros. No matter the cost.
Ooh, that's a good question. Have you wore a strap on and something to a client anally? Oh, gave it?
Pegging. So you do peg.
Yeah.
I have never pegged.
Pegging is fun.
I would do it.
You should.
But I've never had
someone
the
who
opportunity.
pegs regularly, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Can I get some tips?
No. You have a penis. Isn't that technically pegging?
No.
Is it not the same?
No. Pegging is... No. Pegging is about a strap
Rewind.
on. You're just fucking people with your dick. That's
That's what you guys were trying to achieve.
It's entirely different.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you?
If you wore like a strap on top of your dick?
Yes. My sweet summer child. It is an art. I assume.
It is. It's very fun.
Yeah. I've never done it. But I would, obviously for a fee. But yeah, would 100% do it. Have not had the chance to.
Well, I've heard this about a lot of sex worker, because I've got quite a few sex worker friends. And one of the general consensus things is that Arabic men really, really love trans women that have.
Ashley, are you watching?
that have penises still, and it's like a massive thing amongst most of my trans friends that are sex workers. It's amazing. I was like, wow, that's so cool because they really love that.
I know that
not pegging in that way, but obviously, in terms of I guess appendage sorts.
Don't panic.
I know that there are certain brothels that specifically offer people who are non-binary or have, are trans,
gender fluid, all of
that kind of things.
Yeah.
And there are definitely locations that you can go to specifically for that kind of service. The places that I've worked, and being a bisexual woman, I had to really think about that one. And being very much of fembody, that is not an interaction I've ever really had to have. But a lot of people do want to do butt stuff, and power to them. Not my thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Alrighty. So, threesomes for couples. Have you ever? Because like as a bisexual, it kind of works
Yeah, do
kind
you
of
get that a lot?
nicely.
I feel like it's a
Do
reg,
you?
right?
How do you kind of navigate that as well? Because obviously, for the most part, I would assume it's more geared at the male partner. That's also an assumption. I know that's.
I know. How dare you?
I've got a lot of sex worker friends that do say that this is the case. So I'm going off a more educated assumption.
Anecdotal, madam. No, I'm
Indeed.
kidding. I'm just busting balls.
It do be like that sometimes. But yeah, I guess just how do you navigate that? How do you ease people into it? I'm assuming obviously a few drinks are kind of involved to kind of soften a little bit of anxiety. How does that sort of work?
It really depends on the circumstances, and as much as you'd like to discuss everything beforehand, that isn't always the case, especially if you are limited to a certain amount of time.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not always catered to the male partner. I would like to think that it's all inclusive for everybody, and that's usually the way I like to cater things.
Do you feel like you have to run the show?
No.
Okay.
No.
I feel like they'd be calling the shots more than anything, right?
Yeah,
For
I'm just curious.
comfortability purposes.
I feel like we all kind of run the shots, or at least that's how I've had the experiences, which I'm very fortunate of, because I would like to have an equal amount of control in all of my bookings that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd like to be able to approach things from being, saying that what I want versus what they want, and to be able to work with that. And again, setting those boundaries, saying this is what I want, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do.
Yeah.
So basically, the big thing is it just becomes a lot more structured, right? Like as an IT nerd, it's like it feels like sex with I guess organic stuff with partners is you just let it happen, and you can have the chats kind of during.
Yeah.
But so you find you got to lay it all out beforehand. Do you ever have things kind of change midway through?
Not in my experiences.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of, there's drinks involved and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it feels a little more organic. But I've been very fortunate that basically all of the bookings I've had and every single couple's booking that I've had has been very natural and very organic, very productive in that everyone gets along and everyone enjoys each other's company.
Beautiful.
That's good. So you don't ever sense any tension? Or do you just try and stay out of it because it's not your problem, really?
Bit of both. I don't often sense the tension, but if there is, I would just kind of just...
Peace out.
Yeah, just peace out. It's not my
100%.
problem, and I don't want it to be, and I'm not going to take that with me.
100%,
It's not
man.
your shit to carry.
That's a
No.
lot. Like that would be awkward as fuck.
Yeah, that's not my problem, and I don't intend to make it my problem.
100%. I think that's important, right? Is like you'd especially have to have that line always.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, work is work.
Right. True, Bill. You fucking have that at work.
Can't
Anyway.
relate. I take my work home and absorb it every day. No, just kidding.
We were so enthralled. It went to
We were.
screensaver.
All right. So my last question of the 5 that I've written, how do you help someone who's going in for their first time? Like what would you let
true.
them know? How would they prepare? All my questions are fucking bomb ass because
All 5 of them, boys.
Queen. But yeah, I guess if I were to be someone coming in for the first time, what would you like me to know other than the communication front, obviously being an important thing?
So
And what to
they're
expect.
honestly my favorite clients. I had a client come in last weekend and brand new, first time. And they're my
Yay.
favorite because I get to kind of set the precedent.
And you're showing them the ways.
Yeah, because then, I can kind of set that standard of how you treat someone in
The scenario, yeah.
in the scenario and as a sex worker. And we got along super well. He was
Awesome.
even younger than me, which was strange, but that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there. But yeah, you get to kind of talk them through that this is your service.
Yep.
And this is what you provide.
Mm.
And that this isn't exclusive to you, but this is the experience that you're going to give them, and to discuss everything and help them through it. Those are my favorites.
Informed
Absolutely.
consent process. I love it.
Yeah, they're 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to do that before I do therapy with clients. I need to tell them what they're going to expect, what kind of therapy modalities we can use.
Holy shit.
All the stuff. So it's the same thing. You're just debriefing because you need to make sure that a participant's willing, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with sex work,
My
except for
favourite.
the fact that you're just having sex with them.
Actually, it's kind of intuitive, I guess.
You
If
naturally
think
have
about
to do it,
yeah.
and it's important to as well, right? Same with IT. You're not going to go, okay, just turn it on and off again. You'll be like, hi, my name's so-and-so. This is what I'm going to do for you. What's your problem? How can I help you? That's an informed consent process.
Yep.
Oh, we should probably do that more than I think. Because you kind of nailed it.
I watch the IT crowd.
That's
I
what
know
she
how
said.
it goes.
Yeah, true. It's not even a joke.
I know how
man.
everyone's
There's so
career
much shit.
goes. It's
Just,
a whole
to everyone
lot.
listening, sex work aside, please restart your computers.
You just turn it on and off again. You guys are paid way too much for that.
That-
It irritates me.
Not as much as me.
And I'm only making 11%
Well,
at work. Woo!
We go all right, man.
Per hour, though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no,
so
per
what are
hour,
your
that's definitely
hourlies? I
way
would
more
love
efficient.
to know.
Although, if I go, like, for me and on call, you'd still destroy me.
Yeah.
You got an
I
on
might.
call and you got an out call. Who would you prefer? I don't know. The out call
And
sounds
all
better to
mine's
me.
out call. Actually, they get really resistant when I want to do the work from home.
Because no one wants to do that.
Yeah. Was that your last one? Yes.
I wanted to ask about rates though.
Yeah. Go. You're fine.
Rates.
Steal more of mine.
Okay, so rates.
Well, you hijacked one of my questions.
It's all good, babe.
It's out of love.
All good.
So I've done out calls, which is what we discussed earlier, and I'm currently doing brothel work. So that is what you would call an in-call.
And we are decriminalised for brothels now in Victoria, just FYI.
So were they operating while it was criminal?
Yes.
Bullshit.
No, same with Sydney. It's only just now decriminalised.
Well, you had
So
to
can
be
still do
registered
it,
as
but
a
yes.
sex worker.
Yeah.
But now you can do it without the registration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never registered as a sex worker.
Hell yeah.
Full disclosure.
Careful now.
Full
Mummy.
disclosure.
No cops are listening.
Full
ever.
disclosure, I'm so sorry to all of my clients. I've never registered as a sex worker. Get fucked.
I might try and answer this one and tell me if I'm wrong. This will be fun.
Yeah.
So Bill asked, how do you decide on what rates to charge your clients? I think you have like a set rate, right? For certain experiences and things and yes?
In the brothel, absolutely. So there's a set rate for the amount of time you spend with a worker.
Yep.
And any extras that I charge, what we spoke about earlier,
Yep.
is in my pocket, cash in hand straight away. Or you can transfer it to me via the, like, whatever those
Like
things.
Osco or PayPal or
Yeah,
things.
yeah, those kinds
Do
of
you ever
things.
get crypto? Sorry, that was just a weird
No.
No,
add-on.
that'd be dope.
I would do that.
Bitcoin for pussy.
Yeah,
This pussy be good.
I am not an internet person.
You did mention that earlier.
You are now.
I am now.
Literally.
Hi, guys.
And you still have your clothes on. So
Yes, I
we're
do.
doing- that's
Make
awesome.
notes, boys. I will be on the internet with my clothes on, and you could pay me for it.
True.
You could do.
Yeah.
You have a knack for talking in front of a microphone, my friend.
Some
Penis shamed microphone.
some
Like
kind
you said
of
earlier so
microphone.
kindly.
It's true.
Yeah,
We were talking about this
menu.
beforehand. I gave her the only literal phallic-shaped microphone. Now, to all the nerds, they'll be like, it's just the Yeti, but like the Yeti on the shock mount literally likes a cock and balls.
The temptation is real.
I feel like that's way too big for
I
anyone.
can't
lot.
unsee this.
That's a lot, man.
It's a whole lot of mic for a whole lot of woman.
Is it true?
It's even too much, I might say.
But yeah, so it was that you have a general rate in brothels. But so for like pre-brothel stuff, do you have a set menu that has prices on it, or how does it work?
So when I did out calls, my agency still did do the rates and all the bookings for me. They did
Yeah.
my advertising and all of that kind of thing.
So they took out a fee?
Yes, so they did. And so that's also what I kind of found out. So that with an out call, you can get paid $500 an hour, but they get half of it.
Yeah.
Which is okay because they do the security.
They've got your driver.
They get you a driver. They do your advertising. They take all of the phone calls. They do this, that, and the other. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But then you do have to pay driver's fees. So if you go out to Dandenong, Frankston, the Mornington
That's a trek and a
Peninsula,
half.
and you will pay your driver for that amount of time that you spend there.
booba.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that means.
And so,
Booba. Boobs, because she has them.
Uber. I see.
You get it?
Yeah.
I'm understanding now.
Puns, bitch.
Wow, it's really funny.
Thank
Move
you.
on.
See, the kids don't get the puns, man.
The kids, I do understand puns. That was just a stupid
It was
pun.
dope.
It's fucking dumb.
Both are equally applicable in this case. So yeah, what I've kind of discovered now is that I can make just as much money in a brothel that I can doing out calls because I don't have to pay driver's fees. I earn a lot less per hour, but I don't have to pay all of this extra for extra stuff for security that I don't actually have. Whereas in the place that I'm working now, I can press a buzzer and someone
I was going to say it's safer as well for you, right? Because you're not going out to someone's home.
That's the thing I was going to ask. Do you feel like the security provided when you're going out calls and stuff, like, I mean, because you're inside someone's house anyway, right? So it's not like effectively they're just going to call the police. That's how I feel it would be, right?
I would say that is the most that you could expect.
Yeah.
The least. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That would just never happen.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, but it really depends on the agency that you're working with. Some are very good. Some are a bit okay. Some are average.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, what I've discovered is that I can work in one location, get at the end of the night the same amount of money, get to have that security, and I also get to speak to other workers.
Yeah.
Which, we have our little change room out the back where we all get ready and get dressed and we, have some drinks together. There's a, little smoke area at the back and we just chill out. We have fun.
You can debrief and stuff. I think that's pretty important, right? With anything. Like after situations that can be emotionally good or bad, like you need to debrief afterwards.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And then having
Am I boring you?
No, I'm really tired.
She's tired, man.
I'm really tired.
You didn't even finish your coffee, did you? Did you want to grab it?
It's not. It will probably put me to sleep.
Okay.
A rabbit.
Grab it.
I was going to say rabbit. Are we talking about sex
you gotta get
toys
used
now?
to it. Even though I talk in front of a microphone on a podcast. Can I hit my questions?
Yeah. Can I say that the first two are the same?
Yeah. Hang on. How long and when did you?
Yeah. When did you start? How long have you been in Escort? They both imply the same question.
Yeah. But you need to spell it out for people because it's a podcast.
Do you? Because I feel like people...
No. Anyway, moving on before you ruin all the questions. All right. So how did you get into sex work initially?
So back in the day, I just graduated uni and I was working in the APS. So, so I didn't even need the money. It was essentially that I had a friend who had done seeking arrangement stuff. And so for anyone that doesn't know, seeking arrangement is an online platform for sugar babies and sugar daddies or sugar mummies, however you want to cater yourself. And
for me, listeners of the podcast, the OnlyFans chick was one of those.
Yeah.
It's so gateway, right?
Yeah. So an online platform to be able to advertise yourself, basically. And so a friend of mine had done that, and I was like, you know what? That actually sounds okay. And I really did it as a form of self-exploration. I didn't need the money. I just wanted, I was incredibly
curious.
I was incredibly curious, but I was also incredibly promiscuous.
Right.
And I was like, like we said before, if you're good at something, don't do it for free.
Very good mantra.
Yeah, and then it pays off. It really does. And so here we are.
So that was kind of the gateway into...
Yeah, escorting.
Kind of down the Narnia of...
Yeah, so the door was opened and here we are.
Okay, and so that even covers do you do any other sex work? Because that's kind of what... I suppose you started with that and transitioned into it.
Yeah.
But that's just specifically it. That's the one trick at the moment, just...
Yeah. So I kind of do some out calls with my private clients.
Yeah.
I have two, I'd say at the moment, that I see on a weekly basis or on a fortnightly basis
Yep.
that I see very regularly, and we're friends, we get along. And
it's an easier.
Yeah, so it's a form of sex work, but not at the brothel.
Okay, here was one that I wanted to know. Do you only work at night? Obviously at the brothel probably, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But so is it exclusive? Do you find when you do the out calls and stuff, the hours vary, or is it still only night?
It does depend, but because I work 3 jobs, it's a day shift or a day booking is a rarity.
Yeah.
I have to have time, which I very rarely do.
Yeah. Is there could you get that if you had the time?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of the other workers do day shifts and it works for them. They do it basically as a 9 to 5. 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And it works for them. They can earn the amount of money that they want and take it from there. But that's just not for me.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay, so how did COVID go with everything?
It was shit.
Yeah.
It was so shit. Yeah, so I moved to Melbourne on a whim. And so I transitioned from seeing politicians in Canberra as a sex worker to moving to Melbourne and, pursuing...
Wait, go back. What? Sorry, that one almost went completely over my head again. One more time.
So when I was back in Canberra, as we all know, there's some politicians that do some risque things. And I might have seen one or two of them.
Holy fuckballs, friend. That's fantastic. And then you moved here, obviously. And
yes, moved here, and I had a day job and all that kind of thing, and I did that during the weekends, and then COVID hit, and I lost my day job, and I lost my sex work, so I was unemployed, and it was fucking horrible.
Oh man, so it was completely crushed through COVID.
Absolutely crushed. Yeah,
fuck.
My dreams and hopes.
All right, so do you feel like stereotypes help and or hinder the industry in any way? So
that's a bit of it's a difficult question because there's like a timeline for that for me. When I initially started sex work, I was very private about it. I didn't really tell anybody. I wouldn't say ashamed, but I was just a bit like, oh, I don't know how people are going to react to this.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to socially navigate.
Yeah. But in the last 6 months, I've been open and unapologetic. I don't care. I don't give a shit about who knows. And if they have something to say about it, then that's nice. And that's cool. I don't care. And so the stereotypes that come with it are mostly from clients.
Yeah.
In terms of they think that we're damaged goods.
Right?
Yeah. Like the
amount like that'd be common.
Oh, yeah. Like the amount of clients that are like, oh, what did daddy do to you? Or what's your trauma? And I'm like, I'm fine. Are you okay? Because you literally just paid me to talk to you.
Everyone has trauma, right?
Yeah. What do you want from me? I mean, apart from the obvious. But, overall...
You can jump in. Don't stress, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, there's definitely an association that female workers do have this level of, daddy issues and all of that kind of thing. I'm like, you know what? Who doesn't have daddy issues?
Maybe you have mummy issues. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's separate it out a bit.
What is that? So with the pursuit, the psychological thing with the pursuit of sex work from the male perspective, can that be linked to parental issues?
Anything can be linked back to parental issues. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not heavily rooted in it. That's what I was getting to.
It depends. Usually it's a matter of feeling isolated or lonely. It's more so about disconnection and seeking connection. And the easiest way to do that, hire someone for it. I actually spoke to a client the other day about it who was kind of enamored at the idea of seeing a sex worker. They're like, I'm not opposed to it, but I never thought of that because they were like, they're in a relationship or in a marriage.
Yeah.
Husband is just not present, does have some substance use difficulties. And, they want to connect with their husband, but they just can't. They're not able to do so. I'm like, have you considered in a non sexual way, just hiring a sex worker to maybe give you some deep pressure hugs and just do the things that maybe your partner can't give you right now? And they were like, I've never thought of that as an idea. I could do that. I'm like, yeah, 100%.
What's a deep pressure hug?
So I like deep pressure. I like light touch. Okay, can I? Do I have your consent to touch you?
Bruh, you're good. Whatever the fuck you want, you're
light
fine.
Touch?
Yeah.
Deep touch.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference between touch types. So deep hugs, so think poorly, deep hugs.
Yeah.
Compared to so people that are autistic people, i.e. myself and multiple other humans, obviously in the world. Certain sensory touch experiences can make us very uncomfortable. So light touches, I can tolerate them on my head, but if they're on my body, I'm like, get off me. Deep pressure is really good, and it's actually really good at regulating the heart back to its normal flow. It's really, really good for just general, if you're overwhelmed, reducing anxiety. So one of the best strategies, so things like weighted blankets are fantastic.
So that's what that does.
Yes. So I need that.
Learning.
And sometimes, like when I'm feeling really lonely, if I've got a friend nearby, I'll be like, hey, can you just lie on top of me for like a minute or two?
Yeah.
And it regulates my system out. So
that's what I was talking about with the min-maxing. You're just min-maxing feeling good. You're like, I just need weight on top
all
of
I
me
need is like to
fix
be
it.
crushed and feel like I'm going to die. And I'm like, woohoo.
Yeah,
It's
because
amazing.
it does it. It's the deep touch, but like nice and quick.
Is that like the choke me sexually or fatally thing?
Those are
like
two
there's a
very
whole
different
other
things.
thing
One
for that,
thing's
bruh.
trauma, one thing's autism, but they do have an overlap. They do overlap. I mean, I like being choked and squashed.
Same, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's
nice. Having a bit of some
hot.
airflow restriction. I had it yesterday. It was great. Oh, did you see my bite mark?
No.
Wait.
I have this weird thing where I like
is that
guys
that's the microphone shadow. I can't see it.
I have this weird, it's not very light, but I have this thing where I like people to like bite me really hard as they're coming. It's like a massive.
Ooh, very spicy.
He was like,
big
no one's
fan.
ever asked me that before. I'm like,
get out more.
No, but he's a kink person. I'm like, that is like the most tame thing for someone to ask of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not a commonly asked thing, which I mean, it makes sense, but.
No.
And I also
Bite.
just, Jerry, the spicy accountant
Jerry?
thing, is that a common term that you guys use, the spicy accountant?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
It's a
phenomenal.
huge TikTok thing
And
as
I
well.
love it. I didn't know.
I mean, yeah, you're
Yeah.
old. It makes sense.
Yes,
so
I am.
spicy accountant is a generic kind of like escort or
Yeah.
like someone that works in a brothel.
Yep.
And a
Some
spicy
strippers as well too, I
yeah,
believe.
no, a
Sex
stripper
work.
is a spicy gymnast.
Oh, okay.
Oh
so
my
they're
god! You know,
fucking
this is
up the
going to all be
terminology.
my new characters' names in World of Warcraft. It's going to be so good,
Are you okay?
mate.
He plays World of Warcraft. Does he look okay?
Yeah, true.
Fucking nerd.
boys
Just kidding.
understand.
Yeah, the boys will be on your side. Don't worry. The
They
boys.
do. They do. They get it. They know the feels.
I'm sure they
do. Before we persecute someone for playing video games,
I'm not.
I
I'm
love
just
how
persecuting
ask-
you specifically.
You'll ask if it's okay to touch me, but then you'll just fucking berate me for my passion in life. That's fine.
No, it's just you specifically.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm not doing it to other
I mean,
people who enjoy World of Warcraft.
It's kind of ironic that you're like not belittling the sex worker and just being like, you're a nerd, fuck
Yeah,
you.
exactly, right?
Hey, I'm a nerd too. We got to beat up our own kind. That's just how it works.
Just please be kind to me.
No.
Oh yeah, so this is one that I really, really wanted to know. Do you go into bookings without knowing what they look like?
Well, when I did out calls, yes.
Yeah.
So, again, you'll just go
That's
to...
dangerous, though.
Well,
Think
that's-
about safety.
Well,
Fuck.
that's also the thing. That's also why I stopped doing it through
Yeah.
that agency.
Yeah.
And so, but when I do it now, I know who I'm dealing with.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, they did screen people through something called Ugly Mugs, which is an online...
I feel like that's like a page that teenagers like bully people on,
It's
and then
just
they
nerd
upload
stuff. Like
photos
they'd be
like,
like,
this
we've got
is
this
an
cool
ugly
program that can
motherfucker.
fucking identify if you're a piece of shit, and we'll call it Ugly Mugs.
Yeah,
I'd
pretty
make
much.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So if you look up someone's phone number, you can see if a sex worker has put a complaint
Okay.
about them online.
I like that. Yeah, nice.
It's hit and miss in terms
Yeah.
of effectiveness because a lot of people will not report that kind
Yeah.
of thing,
Mm.
which we all know about, which is common knowledge. But it's at
Good.
least something.
So a lot of the out calls, they just don't know what the person looks like.
No, I mean there are a lot of regulars that did book through my old agency.
Yes.
What was that?
And
I'm just whispering to the audience who asked. I said we'll answer that question soon, but now I've detracted attention
That's all right.
because you heard me.
Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck are you saying?
she's whispering.
it's a podcast.
Sweet nothings.
Speak a little louder.
But yeah, now that I work in like an in-call place, I know exactly who.
Good.
Yeah. And which is also why I do what I do now as opposed to
It's
out
a lot
calls.
safer.
Yeah.
I know exactly who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you've got so much safety compared to.
Yeah.
In the brothel, is it like in the movies where it's like a lineup? Or is it different? Do they have like images? You'd be like, that one.
No. Okay. I know that this
Sounds like a
goes into
menu.
one of your other questions.
Yeah. What's that?
So how do I, like, if I know what people look like? So
Yeah.
basically, people come in,
Yep.
whoever it is, and we do intro.
Yep.
And so the person sits down in one of the booths, and we all come out one by one and talk to them. And
Yeah.
we say our piece, say, my name's Maxine,
Yeah.
whoever it is, and
Can we get your piece? Do you have? Is it like a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm like,
Let's pretend we've gone in.
All right. Hi, my name is Maxine. How have you been tonight? What have you been up to? Etc. Etc.
Wait, let me answer my question.
Okay.
Not much.
We're full RP here, boys.
Yeah, I think this is
They
important.
make fun of WoW, then RP. You know what
It's
I'm saying?
really important. This is what I do in therapy, so I have to, so I understand the real. Because I'm probably gonna. I want to have an experience with a sex worker.
All right.
That's not,
Why not,
on a
man?
just casual basis because I've fucked sex workers, but not in the work kind.
Yes.
Anyway,
You want the
that's irrelevant
transaction.
information.
All right. So the thing that really unnerves people, which is like, I don't know, it kind of also like lets me see what kind of person I'm dealing with. I always go out and shake their hand.
Oh, sorry. I really like to shake people's hands because it's really fun to be intimidating.
Yeah.
But is that?
Oh,
I
but
know.
you need to go like that.
Nah, I'm not a power trip human.
Yeah, that's wanky. That's a Trump does that.
That and then hand over, those are power trips, but I've learned to give a firm grasp because my dad's a HR manager and he taught me that that's how you intimidate men to get jobs.
Yep.
It's worked every time.
Yeah, it really does.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, kind of because you'd be like, it's kind of dope. I'm gonna bump.
Give me
my
your
mic.
hand. I give a fucking good shake. Might not be good at much, but I can give a good handshake. Last time I said
Shake.
that, I ended up sitting on a cactus accidentally and it really fucking hurt. So I'm not going to brag about myself anymore in my handshakes.
How does that handshake? Because that would fucking, honest to God, I would be so confused
Do you give them a
about
flimsy
what the
hand
fuck
sometimes
is going on.
just to fuck with them?
No, I mean, I give a proper handshake. It makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
99% of the girls, or rather the workers, will not do a handshake.
Yeah.
And so not only do I come in with my flaming arsehole red
Yeah.
hair,
To
but
everyone listening, she has red hair.
Yeah.
And a flaming red asshole apparently as well.
yeah, exactly.
But no anal.
No. But yeah, I do a firm handshake. And
I killed Bill's cactus, by the way, at work.
and yeah, it kind of, it makes people remember me.
Yeah, 100%. It's the best way to intimidate and also make people very impressed at the same time.
And, being a bitch is like a bit of my kink, so.
Okay, thanks,
True.
Ashnigo.
Yes,
Got
thank
it.
you. You're welcome.
So is it easy to decline the jobs? Or can you?
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
How do they handle it? Like when you're like,
I mean, I'll make anyone's life a fucking living hell.
Yeah, so you enjoy it, so you don't care.
I don't care.
But so you'll straight up just say it to them.
Yeah. Like, you can always kind of tell if someone's up to no good.
Yeah.
Like, you just get that vibe.
And you'd be like, you're a cunt, I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
you're an absolute piece of shit. And
That's
I will just
fantastic.
make it like as uncomfortable as possible as I can.
Do you just like speak to them and say, like, oh my God, you're so funny?
Oh,
or
yeah.
you act like a real cunt to them. Wow, you think you're really smart. That's
yeah,
nice.
it really depends on the person.
I have a master's degree.
Yeah,
what do you
like,
have?
yeah.
$300 in your pocket? Not much.
Yeah, like I'm definitely a power bottom in the like
I thought that was just a queer community say. Well, I mean, you are part of the queer community.
Yeah,
so
like I will
makes sense.
if I can, I will just mess with you. And like I remember not too long ago, like we did the payment, and before we even got up to the room, he smacked me in the ass.
Yeah.
And I got in his face, which I've never done to someone before. I got right up in his
You
face.
staunched him.
Yeah, and I was like, "Don't touch what you can't afford." And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought that I could like smack you on the ass." I was like, "No.
That's an extra $50.
Yeah, thank you.
One slap.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you.
That's where I'd go.
I guess that is kind of.
Because it's part of the informed consent process. You've already
Yeah,
talked
thank
about
you.
what you can and can't do.
Oh, so you did
Add
that
my
before.
extras.
Yeah,
Is that-
absolutely.
Okay.
In my intro.
Sorry, yeah, because I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know how the fuck did he not know to do that?
Yeah.
That's okay.
But also if it's a first timer or a dickhead.
Yeah, he was a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think of my boob earrings?
Well, you noticed them when we sat down.
Was that the signal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. All right. So
I need to pee.
Oh, that's all right.
that's not the signal for that.
That's like the kill the podcast.
Is
You're
it?
fine. I will just. Yeah, I can edit this out. Go piss.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we're back in the edit. This will not have happened. I missed
My
I missed
entertainment
the
show
safe
would
word
have been
completely.
great.
Just
Sorry.
I picked it up
you spoke about
immediately.
them before.
It was because they were randomly brought up.
Yeah.
See, I'm good. I would be a great sex worker. I listen to consent cues.
Thank you.
You do.
Yeah.
I get too into it. So you
I do
cover the
too,
sexual
but
health
that's the whole
stuff.
point of where consent drives.
So this is not now because you. This is
Oh, we
completely
had some of the
managed.
same questions. That's funny.
Yeah.
I lied to you earlier. I only read at least 5 of your
I know.
questions.
So when you're doing the out calls, I guess, how did you manage the risk for that shit?
You just have to be switched on.
That's not a safety measure.
No. You just really have to do the best with what you got, even if it is nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, look, but again, that's why I'm not working there anymore. You know what I mean? It's like you just
it was
need
almost
to.
like it was too much on you.
Yeah, and it was just, like, I don't know. It was just not fun. It's not as fun as it is now.
Yeah.
Because now I get to do things my way.
Yeah, and you're in a space that you can kind of call the shots in a safe way and know that there is that safety net should anything happen.
Yeah.
Have you had anyone, and sorry, please also call out and say no to answering this, but have you ever, boo beering all at any time, but have you had anyone stealth you before?
Define stealth.
So stealthing, for those who do not know,
no dinger.
It's the taking out a condom randomly as a client and then fucking you or giving, like, expecting head without the condom.
They've tried.
How quickly can you? Because I've tried it once before. It's hard. Not me stealthing, but like a partner stealthing me.
Please explain. I'm curious.
It's really hard, but you can tell the difference between latex versus a dick.
Mate. Yeah, for sure.
Look, very quickly.
You have to be switched on, and I'm watching.
Okay.
I know exactly what's going on.
Do you do certain positions as well? Like, and refrain from, like, if you're going to do doggy, do you watch in the mirror? Like, how do you kind of protect yourself in that way?
I don't necessarily watch what they're doing with their dick, but I'm watching their hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know.
So will you hold their hands as well sometimes? So
no,
kind of like,
not necessarily. I just know what's going on. You have to be switched on.
Yeah, of course.
And again, some workers will provide that kind of service, and that's completely up to them. It's just not the thing for me.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what's going on. I keep it pretty professional.
That's very interesting.
It's an annoying noise.
Because that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
that would be a thing.
I had a few sex worker friends that had that happen.
As a dude, I'm just like...
Yeah, I've heard those stories too. It's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah,
like,
and it's terrifying. You have to go get an STI check almost immediately because of that as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fear as well if a lot of them aren't on birth control. Because I've had a friend who's a sex worker.
Jesus.
Trust the condoms and a sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very limited.
Yeah. And you just... It's like, it's a form of sexual assault. You can't do that to people. Like, I've had a condom break.
And that's obviously through no fault of anyone's.
Yeah, like, what can you do? It does happen. And, immediately, day after, go get my, a premature sexual health check.
Yep.
That's just what you have to do. It happens. But that is something that has been tried on me. And it's something that that I catch up on fairly quickly.
Very quickly. Yeah.
I know what's going on.
And I guess would you almost just stop at that point?
Oh, absolutely. You're out.
Yeah.
Like, especially...
Because I'm like, my brain is like, how do you recover from that? I'm like, wait, no, you just don't.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll kill you.
How do you do it if you're...
That's the fun part for you. That's
yeah.
That's why I signed up for this.
Yeah.
You stupid idiot.
Yeah, get fucked, not by me.
Bill's got a question for you. And again, you can boob earring it if you want. But have you met a partner who was initially a client?
No, I'm friends with a few of my clients.
Yeah.
I have a couple of mates now that I did see as clients, and now they've got a partner, and we're just, mutual friends now. Totally fine. But yeah,
because I think that it's different, right? Like it kind of frames it in a certain way, and then from that point, it's kind of hard to get out of that box, right?
Yeah, it is, and there's only so far you can take it. Like, if you get along really well, then you can be friends. And with the private clients that I see now, we're friends. Like, we both benefit from each other's company in the sense that, we get along and we have a good time together. But
just a different relationship.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And, some things will happen organically and some things won't, and that's fine. And you just kind of take it as it goes.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing that, I guess, probably, like, do you call them Johns? Can I use that word? Is that cool? Are they called Johns?
For condoms?
No, Johns for the dudes.
Isn't that like a toilet?
Yes,
the John?
also.
I call them clients, but you can call them whatever you so please.
That's because I guess that would probably be more on their end, right? Like coming into it maybe expecting something else. Which leads me to another question that I prepared earlier, if I can find it right when I need it, which I probably won't be able to. So do you find that you get a lot of clients trying to make that jump?
The amount of clients that I have had ask me, would you see me outside of work? And
Do you answer it honestly?
Well, I do in the sense that, like, I will immediately go to the negotiation of, being that I do work 3 jobs. When will it, when did you have in mind? What is your ideal kind of fee? Because this is my ideal fee of all of this. I had a client once and he was like, oh, I'll pay you in multiple orgasms. And I was like,
that's not payment.
This is not how this works, mate.
Bro.
I'm sorry. And another guy was like, oh, I'm really good at head. And I was like, I don't think maybe you haven't caught on to the kind of person that I am, but she ain't that kind of girl. It's not going to work out. Sorry, mate. But yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, you're too good for this industry. I'm going to save you.
That's a common one.
Oh, God. And I'm just like, you're going to save me from what? From you? Get out.
From low income? Sorry, what?
Yeah, I don't want you around.
Yeah.
Well, and that's fine. Like, we're in it for a service. It's a job.
Yeah.
And, that's...
So it's a lot on them. They come in thinking that, I guess, and that's the thing too, it would be handy, I guess, if there was more of this out there where people could understand that, like, it's not the social kind of like, oh my God, it's like, doing this because this is the only way out. It's like, the majority of people do it because they A, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And B, like, the time to fucking cash ratio is ridiculously amazing.
Well, yeah. So, like, a lot of the workers that I have interacted with, they all have a goal. That it's like, whether that is a financial goal, they want to save up for a house deposit. There was one person I worked with and she was saving up to go on a trip to Antarctica.
Yeah.
And she saved up for it and I never saw her again.
Yeah.
And, people want to, do certain things with their life. And, people also just do it to have fun.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing that a lot of people don't get is like, it's like, how do I put this? You can't get that anywhere else, right? Like there's nothing like that experience.
Yeah.
Really.
Like, the fact that I do it, that, we were talking about this earlier, is that, yes, it's a ludicrous amount of pay for a very minimal amount of work. But most importantly, I do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that to me is quintessential. It's paramount. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't do it any other way.
And I think that's probably the most healthy headspace to have, like, as soon as it's not fun for you. Because, like, think about the amount, we said this outside, the amount of people that stay in their shit jobs, go every day for shit that they don't like, right? For significantly less cash.
Yeah.
Right? And you're doing it and you love it and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's, go, you don't have to pretend up.
Unrelated, like, completely. Can you please turn off the notifications for whatever the fuck is going off?
Is it
like,
Discord?
I think so. It is like in
Maybe
my
it's not
ear
Discord.
and it's very frustrating. It said something about Minecraft or World of Warcraft.
Oh,
I can't
yes.
actually see it, but I've just been
you.
hearing the beeps and it's been really annoying and I can't actually listen and focus to what's being asked.
That's fine.
Thank you. I have a question though.
Yes.
Go.
Now to go off that, but like it's actually not going off it at all. Periods. So I'm assuming as someone with a vulva, you bleed. So how do you kind of navigate, I guess, around period time? Because I do have some sex worker friends that just use a sponge during that time. Some friends that just try to ideally not work around that time or take birth control and then skip their pills and then, take a week off once a month. Once every 3 months, sorry. So what's your kind of strategy around that?
I am in the fortunate position that I don't get a period. So for that context, I have the IUD or the Marina, and I haven't gotten a period in years, which is absolutely fucking delightful.
I am jealous. I remember when I had the implant on, like obviously they're different forms of contraception, but I was bleeding 24/7.
Yeah, I tried that too. Not for me, but Marina, fucking mint.
Nah, I'd rather something not up my cervix and then like, no.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's definitely for me.
Healing process for that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's birth control. And notifications are still going off. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, look, it's definitely not for everyone. It's the thing for me, and I'm very fortunate that I don't have that happen to me.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's just on. Whenever you want to work, you can work.
I can work. I mean, if I, want to have a weekend off, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And because I do like dog sitting and like dog walking and all of that kind of stuff. And if I just really want to take a weekend off to myself, I do it because I can.
You've got the
money
freedom
to be able to do it too.
Yeah, yeah. There's no like pushiness from my agency to be like, you need to work, Maxine. You need to come in. Well, like if I like tomorrow night when I go in, they'll ask me, "Are you able to like what shifts are you going to be doing?"
So you do a weekly roster?
Pretty much. But if I, if tomorrow night comes around and I send them a text saying I can't come in, they'll be like, "We'll see you next time."
Yeah. So
So
they'll ask you again on the next Sunday or something.
Yeah. There's
Nice.
no pressure at all, as with my old agency, which is also why they were dodgy. That they would ask me every single day, "Maxine, can you come in?"
That's fucked.
And I was like, I have a life. Go away.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not all about making them cash because they get the half cut. That's why they're so involved in it.
Yeah.
And my last one is: do you feel like
That's a good question.
Was that?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
you like it? Sex being a major part of your job, does it diminish the like the nature of sex in your personal life?
That's also not your last question. You need to scroll down.
Oh, she remembered.
Yes, but we're also on a time density limit.
No, cool. This is popping. Oh, you got the fan questions and everything. There's heaps. I like it. I like that you're attentive. Thank you.
So my personal life and like sex being special.
Yeah.
So for me, there's a very big difference between having sex with someone and being intimate with someone.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And you cannot compare the two.
No, that's 100% agree.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's like a sport fuck and then like actual sex with someone you care about.
Yeah. So I'm seeing someone at the moment and he knows exactly what I do and he's totally fine with it. I get ready at his house. I do my shift and I go back and, take a shower, take off my makeup and, sleep there for pretty much the entire day.
Yep.
And so he knows exactly what I do, totally cool with it. We have boundaries that we've both communicated with and, set together and all of that kind of thing.
So obviously you've just covered, so you feel like you can separate it significantly in life so it doesn't impact your relationship?
Yeah, work is work.
Yeah.
Like in my previous relationship, we agreed that sex work was not going to work in our relationship. I also gave them, the full disclosure of who I am, what I do. We thought we'd give it a go.
Yeah.
And it turned out that it wasn't for us, which was fine. And then I got cheated on. So I gave up sex work to be with him and then he cheated on me, which is a real kick in the cunt.
And that's fucked.
I like that, kick in the cunt.
Yeah, you don't cheat on a sex worker.
It's cruelly ironic, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, so don't cheat on someone that's given up sex work. Make notes, boys.
Just don't cheat in general.
Yeah, also that.
But especially if you flag that it's a problem for you and do it.
Yeah, massively.
That's that's fucked.
Yeah, just don't.
I'd love to hear the mental gymnastics that a person would do to say that and then be okay with that. That's wild.
Yeah,
that's so fucked.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that stopped my brain completely. I'm like, I don't understand how you say that and then do that and then be okay with that.
Yeah,
because he's got to rationalize it, or they have to rationalize it to themselves.
Look, you can't rationalize the irrational.
True.
And so you move on, and I learnt my lesson. And so now, like I said, with the guy that I'm seeing now, I made it very clear. And in my head, I was like, look, if they're not okay with it, it's fine. Yep. That's totally fine. If I was in the opposite position and if I was going to consider dating someone and they're a sex worker, I'd be like, look, we can be friends, we can sleep together, but it will never be anything more than that, which is very hypocritical. And I realize that.
No, because I think that's the very...
But that's a self-boundary for yourself too.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, my apologies. I think that's kind of almost the normal response. Like most people would be like, they'd be like, yeah, if you want to hang out and do whatever, that's fine. But I don't think I could handle that.
No, I couldn't. But the person I'm seeing now, he's very cool, very understanding, doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, yeah, bitch, make that money. Let's go on a date and you can pay for it.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah, he's a good egg. He's a good egg.
Now that you put that spin on it, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good. We like him.
And this was just like, we've got some fan questions as well.
Okay.
So these are the ones that don't really fit into anything. Do you ever get bored of sex?
I mean, people can be boring at sex.
Yeah.
So, then the time just goes really slow and you're like, oh my God, I want to die.
Yeah.
But overall, I in my personal life don't get bored of sex.
Yeah.
It
doesn't impact it.
No, I can get bored of a client.
Yeah. Okay. So, and if they're repeats, is it hard to shake them?
It can be, because you still want to maintain that rapport in terms of like, you're paying me.
Yeah.
But also like, I'm going to watch the time.
Oh, and that
But yeah, you know, it's fine.
That feels like that's when that slides into job territory.
Yeah,
well,
and
it is
like
a job.
Yeah, but like, sorry, daily grind.
Yeah, and look,
like,
it's
yeah,
fine.
that would be.
Should be daily grinding.
Yeah, you know, should be
literally.
grinding.
Well played, man.
Look, and you know, it is what it is, and like, it's a battle that I'm, you know, willing to just, you know, leave there. You choose your battles, and that's a battle that I'm like, you know, it is what it is. And honestly, in a booking like that, it's going to be 20 minutes to half an hour. Hour bookings, I very rarely do, and that's for very particular people that I use at my discretion.
Okay. Yeah.
And so with that, it's a bit different. But yeah, there are some people that make you watch the clock.
Yeah.
Bill referred to the cheater as a prick, but then also wants to know if there's like a big ratio between male and female bookings.
The only people that I've booked with who are female are in couples bookings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which for me is grand, and I couldn't really care, even if it was like a threesome booking where it was 2 guys and me, or you know, the mix of whatever it is. I don't really care. I happen to enjoy everybody, which is a privilege for me, and I count my stars, my lucky stars.
Yeah. So it's more dudes though, in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say like 99% of my clients are males.
Demands. Actually, okay. So this is a really weird one as well. What would something that you would have in your bag that no one else would?
I thought about this question a lot.
I'm glad. Yeah,
I really thought about this question. So I did originally have a different answer, but then I was like, actually, that's not that uncommon.
Okay.
But
I want to hear both answers.
Right? You can't dangle that shit.
The original one was drugs.
Yeah.
Because you need
most
something
people
to,
have
you know,
that.
if you're going to work from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m., you need something.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, that's a battle that I'm willing to.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd say most people wouldn't actually even do that as well. So that's a fair one to say.
Yeah. But
legally anyway.
The honest one is lube.
See, I feel like it would be the inverse. I'd say that lube is less common to have in your bag.
Well, in comparison to like more people.
Actually, it's more common, to have in your bag.
So do you reckon,
I mean, I had a conversation yesterday with the dude that I went to fuck, and he was like, I was like, do you need anything? And he's like, I don't have any lube anymore. It was like the first question. I'm like, sick, cool.
Really?
Yeah, lube's important too, because you would need it to be able to stay, because you're not always going to be aroused when you're with a partner.
No.
So you need to be able to make lubricant to be able to make it work and be less painful if you're feeling dry and friction. Friction with condoms, 100%.
Like, I get that, but really?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I bring lube most of the time with me.
Okay.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Especially if someone's shit at head or there's friction with condoms.
But so this is the guy perspective, but doesn't that mean you don't want to have sex?
No.
Physiological arousal has no associated.
Don't talk to me like I have a vagina. No. I'm trying to learn. Yeah.
No. But this is the same. Boners do not correlate necessarily to arousal itself.
I think there's a strong correlation. Well,
no, because there are people who can be assaulted in the sense where their bodies are being physically aroused. So you can still get hard. Your body can still get wet and lubricated as a vulva-owning human. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're interested. Just the same way as antidepressants can affect lubrication in bodies. Yep. All those kinds of things. So lubricant itself, if anything, enhances pleasure because you can be wetter inside and externally. The more wet, the better. That's technically the whole thing and point of it. But also it just helps with ease. And it also reduces lack of confidence as well, both for the vulva-owning human but the penis-owning human, if in the instance of penetrative sex, that is.
And also some women can take like up to 30 minutes to get aroused.
Yep.
There's some, like for some people there needs to be.
I take longer.
For some people there needs to be a lot of foreplay, which is also not everyone's thing. Some people want to get down and dirty instantly, which is fine.
For work, I get it, but for like the relationship, don't you think that like that should be something that the person? I guess maybe you might get a bit shitty with it, and you're like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all I need is like a thrust and a half, and then my body's like, yeah, I'm ready. But like initially, maybe not. Foreplay, like we said before, 15 to 20 minutes on average is how long it takes for a vulva-owning human to be aroused.
Yes.
Lubricant, like natural lubricant, doesn't always form with that. And a lot of individuals go kind of straight for penetration first or go straight directly to the clit without realizing you actually need to be like softer and around it rather than on it directly.
Yeah. And they just can't really find it, let's be honest.
You know what? That's such a big like thing, but I have to say, most people that I've been with know, or they're happy to be directed. I will say.
The amount of, like, if one more person touches, like, the left side of me.
Oh my god! And you're like little flap, and you're just like,
And I'm just
mate,
like,
a little bit to the right.
You touch
Here
my
is it.
left flap again one more time,
Like,
and
do you
I will
like that?
actually like crush you with my thighs.
Do you ever get? I get this from dudes all the time. Did you come? It's like you'd fucking know. You would fucking know.
Yeah, I
Did
can't.
you come though? It's been 2 minutes of them just like pressing on your like clit like this.
Yeah,
and
just
you're
like on the side,
no.
like miscellaneously, like over there. And they're like, "Yeah, did you like that?" I'm like,
It's getting a bit malheaded, isn't it, boys?
absolutely.
But that was the best of my life.
Oh my god, yes, that like, but you get really good at faking it. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, I don't believe in faking.
Yeah.
Well, with a
But
client, you
But
do.
for work, I guess you'd have to.
Well, I guess that's an interesting one that I didn't even have written down.
Do you fake it?
Like, I'm guessing the majority of the time you would have to, right?
Well, when like with out calls, yes, people. I don't know for what reason people tend to focus on that. In the work that I do now, people don't give a fuck, which is fine because faking it is actually a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort, and it's just, and like I will never be able to like do that with a client.
Yeah, of course.
It's
That's what I thought.
It's just not something that can organically happen for me. And yeah, that's again different for every single worker. You know, it is what it is. Whatever. And some
I don't know
people.
if I can ask that one, Bill. That's a bit.
Can I read it? Anyone you spit after?
Rather than lube. And
Oh,
did you
I mean,
kick
I've
their
had
ass?
exes do that.
No, but at
I mean,
work. At work.
Like spit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can spit on the
Kinda
condom.
hot.
That's fine. They can't. I can.
Okay.
Yep. Because obviously spit, you can obviously
Yeah.
have like
We're okay. I thought that was going to go south, but we're all
oral,
good.
Yeah,
sexually
like
transmitted
they
infections.
absolutely cannot. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want your bodily fluid
Yeah, that's what I was
anywhere
thinking.
near me.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
You
unless
don't need
like,
to apologize. It was a
yeah,
good question.
you're totally fine.
No, it's because I was chastising Bill.
Yeah, I can do it. You can't. Don't bring that shit near me.
I love having spit in my mouth, personally.
Spit in my mouth. Look at my eyes.
This pussy is wet. Come take a dive. Time me
Yeah,
up.
like I'm surprised.
Let's role play. I wear disguise.
Yeah,
think that's-
exactly.
That's me.
I feel like we're good on the question front. That was
Yeah.
actually pretty decent. I'm really tired though, so
There's so many, but that's just because you're generally tired.
I'm always tired. But also, I mean, like I can't keep going for too much longer tonight.
No, well, you know what? We can't. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you can.
All right, but so I've got. I don't know if you guys have you seen the Pam and Tommy Apple TV series?
No.
So okay, it's based.
Wait, no, this is the one that you put up last week.
Did I already show it? I already showed it.
You've already showed it.
Well, then I'm not going to show it today,
It's a
am
sex
I?
tape one, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's an Apple
Yes.
TV series about like when their sex tape came out and how it impacted them together.
Oh.
And it's fucking insane.
It looks
Like,
good.
It's really good. The series finale was last week. That's probably
You
what was in my
mentioned.
brain. Yeah. I recommend you watch it if you have time for the TVs. It's. Do you not like Pam or Tommy?
No,
You're
actually, at the
disgusted.
time, where,
Oh, okay.
where, and when.
Yeah.
I beg your
Disasters.
sweet fucking pardon.
You I couldn't live without a TV show or two in my life. To be honest.
Yeah, look, I watch them to fall asleep too.
Oh right. Okay.
That's
so yeah,
it.
you watch them. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your
but
go-to sleep show?
Gordon Ramsay.
I love
Hell's Kitchen
him.
or
Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel
Yeah.
Hell.
yeah.
I go through phases, but at the moment I'm in Hell's Kitchen.
He has a new one where they're like they're in this building that has levels.
Oh, really?
And each level has a different kitchen. So as you go lower, the kitchens are shitter.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, and they have like so basically they have a central kitchen that goes over the 3 levels. And if you're up the top, you get the pick of the goods, and it gets progressively
Ooh.
less awesome as it goes down. I will get the name for you after the podcast.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, I'm into that. That'll put me to sleep.
He's my man crush, 100%.
Oh my god, he's
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's
Like, I would let him choke me
Wow.
any holy day.
100% agree. Also,
Yeah.
Call me
yeah.
an idiot sandwich. Put 2 bread pieces just
Yeah,
on the
just
side.
Gordon and Ramsay, and then
My
me.
Not opposed.
Yeah, no.
And all right, cool. So I guess we'll call it there since someone's tired.
I'm really sleepy. You
Um,
guys can keep going, but yeah, I need to
That's all right.
fucking conk myself out with a pen.
Thank you so much for coming, Maxine.
That's
yeah,
okay.
it has been
And
great.
I dare say the invitation is always open if you ever want to come onto a podcast. I think we both agree whenever you want, that's fine.
yeah.
Fuck me up with that. I'll come on anytime.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like
good.
legit, your takes are dope and you took like a duck to water. So,
Yes.
see you guys.
Bye.
And Bill, thanks, man. I love you. Bye.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold.
Get the fuck out of here! What? Fucking warm it up. Get out of here!
You're the man. Get out of here.
Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.
Oh, this is Wolf of Wall Street.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. We will see you later. And
Next week.
bye.